Hey everybody, welcome to On the Paint Table. This is my weekly show where you see what I'm working on, what I got done, and what is coming up. So this week, I got all the terrain and one of the two kill teams painted from Kill Team Nachmund, the new two-player battle box for the 2021 Warhammer 40k Kill Team. And I also assembled and sort of like drafted one of my models from Eldritch Omen. No. Eldritch Omens, yeah. One of the Chosen to be additional leader choice. For my Iron Warriors, I used a variety of techniques, a lot of rattle canning for the terrain and stuff like that, and actually for the Marines too. And then I started like putting together models to do a kill team out of Kill Team Chalnath, which I didn't actually have, in order to get like one of each going. I wanted to try one of the two new teams, so I grabbed a box of Pathfinders, just a standard 40k box of Pathfinders. I built my Corsairs. I want to spend a little bit more time painting them. If you're gonna try and get something done quickly, because I want to play some games this next week with Jay. Obviously Marines are the choice if you don't want to just do individual kind of character models like the Corsairs are. I wanted to kind of enjoy painting them and take my time. So I assembled and primed them, but I haven't started painting them yet. So anyway, let's see what I got done and what is coming up. And so here's all the terrain and the Chaos Space Marine Heretic Astartes half of Kill Team Nachmund. So again, the new sort of like battle packs for Kill Team, what they have is a self-contained battle zone, and the book contains all the rules for that battle zone as well. So it's exactly these pieces, and the mission structure for the terrain setup uses this exact like terrain set. So there's some cool kind of like vents and stuff, like you can have these generate smog. There's a lot of aura effects that come from these terrain kits to kind of represent the fact that you're playing like a Promethean manufactory. You got the big sort of like industrial blast furnace, the two big fuel tanks, lots of plasma conduits, and then two big plasma generators. And my favorite piece, the crane. I love this terrain piece, just because it's, I don't know, it's such a like a weirdly realistic piece of terrain. Does that make sense? Like, it looks like it could exist today. It's just a big, lift to drop a hand, basically, like if you're gonna try and grab a stuffed animal at the carnival. And it's, covered in skulls and appropriately 40k. And then I built up the new Heretic Astartes. I was able to make, I think, every single specialist out of the box, which is cool. You can only make, obviously, one of each gunner type. I guess I could maybe make more, but the gunner options are the things that's limited. I want to try and make all of the like specialties instead. So I have an icon bearer. I have I think he's a flenser. I got the flensing knife. I got a butcher, an acolyte, and then a like demonically possessed guy. Then I have two dudes with bolters, and I built the Reaper chain cannon and the plasma gun for my gunner specialists. And you can use both gunner specialists. It's a 6-person fire team. Then I built my aspiring champion with a power fist and a plasma pistol. And using the demon sword from the same kit, I converted one of my chosen from the Eldritch Omens box to be my actual like chosen, who's the other leader option. And he's got like glowing red eyes and a appropriately demonic-y head too. So I've got the other leader option basically also painted to go along with my 10-man team. So out of the box, I was able to build 5 specialists, 2 gunners, 2 regular sort of like bolter bros who you may or may not ever use, but I wanted to have some examples of them done up. And I just love this guy because he's holding his like belt of ammunition. So paint wise, everything here, including the terrain, started with a Rust-Oleum dark nickel metallic spray. And then I airbrushed it with a bit of Imperial Hobbies metallic as like sort of a zenithal. And then it was Runelord brass for all the trim. I used, I think it's Aguros Dunes, maybe? No. Something Xandri Dust for base for all the yellow. It goes over the dark colors nicely. And then like I think it was Aguros Dunes for the... Or maybe that's not the right one. Maybe it was also Xandri Dust for the loincloths and stuff. And then Corvus Black for all the piping and like the backs of the legs and stuff. Gave the whole thing a wash with Agrex Gloss. And then went through and did my details. Some, Doomble Brown for the eyes. Blended up through a bit of the different Fire Dragon Bright, the different oranges and stuff. And then given a little jeweling dot effect with white at the end. Tufts are Dead Grass from Army Painter. And that was it. And then I'll just various details for the specialist. I think the butcher's my other favorite. The like scarification on his face is super duper cool. Can I get you to bump in there, camera? Yeah, there you go. His scarification is really neat. I like his like head, and I love his big giant axe. And I like that Eye of Horus on his chest as well, actually. He turned out really nice. The demon is really cool too, because he's like kind of bursting out of his armor. He's like not quite a possessed yet, but you can tell that the demon that he's hanging out with is slowly taking him over. So his visor's half cracked, and he's got the, what's it, the Vampire Hunter D hand that opens up into a mouth coming out of his wrist, which is kind of neat. Oh, it keeps auto-focusing on different locations. Come on, pop back, there you go. Hazard striping was done with Corvus Black, Abaddon Black, and then Corvus Black afterwards. And the big new chain cannon and stuff is also an extremely cool miniature. I gave him a different head than in the instructions because I like that targeter head a lot. I think that was actually supposed to be used for the gunner. But I like his big like double belt feed and huge rotary cannon on the end there too. So that's all done, and then I did pretty much the same thing except I used a dry brush of just Necron Compound over that whatchamacallit, nickel, the primer, the Bristolian primer. This one I kept in pieces, so I did all the metallics with the metallic primer, and then I used just a brown surface primer for the actual like armature and stuff like that, and then put it together afterwards. These were done, I think, just a Rust-Oleum like beige, and then all the details and stuff, recesses, were washed with a thin down golden high flow burnt umber, just to give it that sort of like rusting. And then I just went and picked in details. So the details are, I think the metallic is a P3 metallic. Yeah, it's a P3 metallic that's like, it's like a dirty brass. It's supposed to be like the Crix brass, I think it's called, and then highlighted with just a standard brass. I think maybe even straight Scorpion, something brass Scorpion from GW. I mix up paints a lot. The plasma conduits done with Signar Blue, I think, highlighted up through GW Ice Blue, maybe, or maybe Thousand Suns Blue, or something like that. The bunch of different blues. I have so many paints in my paint bucket that I just grab what looks right, and I don't think too much about the names or even being able to replicate it, as often causes me problems in the future. So anyway, I'm pumped. Jay's painting up some Deathcore Krieg. He's a guardsman through and through, and the Krieg models are super exciting for him. He had like tons, back in the day, he had tons of different guard armies. He even had a Elysian army with like resin Valkyries back when they first came out, and he hasn't had a guard army in a while, so he is enjoying painting those, and we'll be playing some games next week so we can throw down Iron Warriors against Krieg, trench warfare at its finest. And of course, spurred to paint my first round of Iron Warriors, here's the rest of the Chosen. I've got my Aspiring Champion there with the big mace. It kind of seemed fitting for the Iron Warriors. 2 Kami Meltas as like gunners, and then a Lightning Club row to hang out. And then I did the helmed head for this guy with the Thunderhammer, because of course Iron Warriors. So I'm actually super pumped to paint this Tech Marine too. I like that he has like a corrupted like Mechanicum symbol on him stuff too. He's got like dark Mechanicus stuff. And you can see here what it looks like after the spray primer and the little Zenithal of metallic. It's actually quite a bit lighter than it ends up being because I throw that Agrax over top. And there's tons of bits left. So like with regular Chaos Space Marine box, I have tons of arms. I have a Meltagun I can still make. I got close combat weapons. I got a Heavy Bolter and a missile launcher I can still make out of this box too. So like, yeah, I'm excited. If I can just find some regular Chaos Space Marines, I can convert a bunch of extra dudes to fill it up. I've also got I saved the extra bits from the the Warp Smith too, and then these are the extra Chosen bits that give me some cool close combat weapons. So you get like cool heads. You know, if I want to make a Chaos Lord, I get a cool Power Fist. All kinds of neat little bits and pieces for converting specials later on. So if I do want to make the rest of the gunners for this team, I can, because I have the extra guns. I just need bodies to like throw them on. Full range of transfers too, which I thought was cool. The same ones that come in Eldritch Omens, but you get all the major legions. So you get the Black Legion, the Alpha Legion, obviously the Iron Warriors that I started using, the Night Lords, and the Word Bearers. My only beef is the Iron Warriors old ones used to have a black outline around the skull that's missing now, so you can't, they don't look great on the chevrons. They used to look great on the chevron shoulder pad. I might have to start painting some of the shoulder pads black to put the skulls on over top of. So I may change my color scheme for later versions of these just to make those skulls show up a little bit better. And here's my Corsair kill team. Not quite the same ability to build all the models, but you only get one gunner. So you get to pick, there's 2 different guns for each one. I went with instead of the Shuriken Cannon, the Wraith Cannon. And I went with, I think that's the Blaster, not the Shredder. I built one warrior, my Felrark, with a Neurodisruptor and a Power Sword, and then my Wayfinder and this like basically little Spirit Seer, the Hunter, the Knife Fighter, the Gunfighter, and the Karnathi fella as well. So I've got like a gamut. The only specialist I haven't built is the Swordsman, and it's basically just because I wanted to have one warrior. Like I wanted to have one guy with just like a basic gun. My other option was just to make one of the 2 gunners, but I decided I was going to make one of each instead. So without having any warriors, you could do probably all the specialists by making the swordsman of that last warrior body, but you're going to have some options you don't build, so a second box these will actually make you all the Voids Guard. And take you to a 20-person roster too, so if you want the full options probably, because you can build the other leader type as well, a second box these will give you a full 20-model roster for Kill Team. Allow you to build the other 2 gunners, the swordsman, and then the other warrior, so that's 2, 3, 4 for the last specialist, and then you'll have 6 models left to make more gunners and more close combat guys, so you can have options for that as well. It's a 9-person team, which is a weird number. I'm surprised it's not 10. So you do drop a model basically to play, and then yeah, if you have a full 20-model roster, then you can, or like the full roster would give you all the options basically with 2 boxes. I couldn't get the sisters, the novitiates I don't think are available yet. I grabbed a box of Pathfinders. I don't have the specialism bits, but I can just convert. I can convert to make specialists to do the Kill Team options, but I get all the drones, I get all the models to make the various like gunners and stuff too, and the rest I'll just hodgepodge and bodge so I can do a scout team of Pathfinders from Kill Team channel, and then I've got a representation of each book at least. So we got 11 models painted, a whole bunch of terrain, a whole bunch of projects started, and we're gonna get to play some Kill Team next week with Jay. I'm gonna pick away at the Corsairs, and then maybe start building the Pathfinders as well, so I can try out some teams from both books, and we'll see some more Kill Team on the channel. Lots of cool new exciting teams and ways to play, and I'll be pumped to do some of the Spec Ops missions and stuff with Jay, as of course the narrative stuff is our jam. So big thanks for watching. We'll see what gets done next week. Till then, I'm Ash. Happy gaming. Hey there, I hope you enjoyed that video. There are tons of other games already recorded for you to watch. Click over to my channel page if you haven't already, and have a look through the dozens of playlists full of videos. I guarantee you'll discover a game you haven't seen played before. I put out new videos 7 days a week, and every day is themed to a different genre as I continue to explore the wider world of gaming. Of course, none of that's possible without you, the viewer, so click a like and subscribe if you'd like to stay on top of what's happening here daily. My 2 kids and I are massively grateful to be able to have the flexibility of this job so I can always maximize my time with them. If you want to support me continuing to put out this content, it's only possible because of my amazing backers on Patreon who support the studio, equipment, and model cost, as well as being how I make the bulk of my living. You can also help out by buying a t-shirt through Spreadshirt, a measuring gauge or widget from Death Ray Designs, or buying one of my games and supplements like Last Days, Gamma Wolves, and Blaster. As a way of showing my appreciation, patrons get early access to new games and supplements that I write throughout the course of the year. Huge thanks for watching, it really does help out, and happy gaming.